Thokozani bogogo, thokozani bomkhulu etindzaweni tonke. Thokozani makhehla, thokozani talukati, thokozani bogogo. Thokozani nje noma ngikuphi lapho nikhona. Ngiyanibingelela ngithi ndawuwe. Lo nibingelelako umafavuke njengedangamane. Umtukulu kamakeretane, umusa wamazelwandle. Umtukulu kamakeretane hangarantima. Utulatula nyama yasenkopolo ningayiboni kuzaca kodwa ugcwele amafutha amgadlela kandaba unyanga mthakathi. Ngiyanibingelela nonke. I hope everyone is fine. Just want to take this opportunity to introduce my topic for today. My topic for today is Umnguni. I want to talk about Umnguni, one of the spirits which people sometimes they take it very light, yet it's also a spirit that is very, very important when it comes to La Ebunyangeni, because most of the work that is being done is done through using that very same spirit. A spirit is Umnguni. So that's the spirit that today I want to talk about, Umnguni. Let me put it this way. People who have been following my teachings, when I teach about other spirits, whether I was teaching about Umdawe, Inzuza, or I was teaching about Abalozi, those are the spirits that I've taught about. Amanono, I have Vistunya, I have touched. They know that I've explained that most of all the spirits, they have got their roots, which means they have got their own people, and they have got their own people, they've got their own nationality, and they've got their own language, and they've got their own impande, and they've got even their own food, which they normally prefer, because those spirits they come from from our adults, those who have passed on from us, but they are associated with them. Though, as I've mentioned, that there is a difference between Itongo and Idlozi. Idlozi, we are talking of the spirits like Umnguni, and then when we're talking of Itongo, we are talking about those who have passed on, our grandmother, our grandfather, and those who had those spirits, which the spirits were within them, and then they pass them on to us as their generation. So Umnguni also, it's not isolated like all other spirits. It has got its nationality. Commonly, Abenguni, the people of Abenguni, they have spread throughout the whole Southern Africa, even up to Tanzania. You will find Abenguni. Abenguni, they are not only isolated to Emazulu. Emazulu now, they are Abenguni. Most of the titles that we have now, they are not original, especially when you talk about Emazulu. Emazulu now, Abanguni nje original, before they inherit, before they were named, even Emakhosa now, originally Abanguni, before they were named. Nabo they are part of Bangemakhosa, even Ndebele, same situation, even Swati, it's the same situation. Most of Emma titles that we use now, they are titles which some even you can go back 50 years ago, they were not using those titles. Some people, they will remember that Emaswati, they were called Emangwane. That's why there used to be a place in the Eastern Transvaal called Gangwane, where Emaswati stays. It was called Gangwane during the time so it was called Gangwane. But as things revolve, then the time came where Emangwane, they are called Emaswati. So, but the originality of that, it's Abenguni, because see, that's the great grandfather for these people, Nguni. So, and this spirit also, Umnguni, it's a spirit one that is also used when it comes to Gutwasa. I won't mention much of the signs of Umnguni. The reason being, when a person is Umnguni, most of the time the person has got Umdawe, and most of the signs are manifested by Umdawe. That's why most of the signs that happens Umdawe, they will also happen to someone who has got Umnguni. All those headaches, they will still happen. Different things that could happen. More air in the stomach, they will still happen. Heaviness in the shoulder, they will still happen. All the things that I've mentioned before that are happening to those who have got the spirit of Umdawe, they will happen because Umdawe and Umnguni, they work hand in hand. They work in hand in hand. Those when you know a pehlweni no figure bazokusosela or bazokugajeka or bazokushayela bashayele Umnguni uphume ubhoboke ukhulume isinguni and then usho igama lawo, and then emveni kwaloko na usho igama lawo bese ke sekuyathiwa ukuthi hayi Umnguni ubhobokile, then suyaqhubeka ke uqhubeka nekuthwasa ke sekufika nanesikhathi lapho khona uyembatha khona umbatha timbatho takhona tebenguni, in which we know that one of the most important color kubenguni it is color red. Color red is one of the most important color. Maningi kakhulu emahiya asetshenziswa kubenguni, kunengwenyama, kunelanga, inhlobo different types, nelelanga nalo nengwenyama kunale mhlophe kunale ebovu kunale mnyama, all the like, they've got different, even nelanga nalo kanjalo, but the most predominant or a dominating color when it comes to Umnguni, it is the red one. The red one is the most one that it dominates when it comes to Umnguni. It does also uses the color white, but not like Umdawe. Umdawe it uses more of the color white than the Umnguni. But what needs to manifest first when a person go to a pehlweni, kufanele manifeste Umnguni, and then the person will undergo a training. Umnguni uzombatha mbathiswe namadlozi akhe lemnguni, limbathiswe idlozi lakhe lemnguni njengoba selimanifestile. I know that some people kuyenzeka ukuthi bambathe bangene kumambatho before even lidlozi limanifest, which I said it must not happen. As people, they must remember very well that kusoselwa or kushayelwa or kugajekwa, it's very important that idlozi must manifest ukuthi really you have Umnguni, because it mustn't be just ukugobela akutshele or lo muntu bekakuhlola athi unemnguni then umnguni ungamanifest. The spirit must show itself, must manifest to show that the spirit is there. That's why I once said that when in my video when I was speaking about kugajeka, I once said that when bakugajeka and idlozi lingaphumi, let the process not continue. Ayikho into leyenziwako lapho kuyadlala. There would be some different reasons maybe which idlozi lingaphumi. It's not always that when idlozi doesn't manifest and liphume likunika igama, because idlozi kumele linika igama nesibongo, not ugobela, but kumele kube idlozi, not ithi liphushe ugobela noma kwenziwe njani, but it must be idlozi le manifesta itself, likunike igama, likunike isibongo, konke lokho kumele kuvele from edlozini. Lonto leyo kumele ivele from edlozini, kubonakale from edlozini ukuthi unikete igama, unikete isibongo, and all the like. So, and then thereafter the process can continue ke udle emagomong kube nezibhemo, khuliswe ledloti, kugidwe, kwenziwe konke kuhlehlwe, kwenziwe konke kuvuthiswe ledlozi ukuze livuthwe lize lifike inyelele lapho khona lizobiza inkani, lapho khona selibiza inkani ke ukuthi uphuphe uzophupha nanembuti yakho whatsoever. Let me not get into detail of that, because some people they fake inkani, especially these days. Some people they are told to fake inkani, but idlozi itself kumele ukuthi liphekwe libiza inkani. It's not that there's a specific time that is stipulated ukuthi how long must be idlozi libiza inkani. I have seen people 1 month ephehlweni bayibize inkani genuinely it does happen people for them to happen that, especially ufind ukuthi before baya ephehlweni leli dlozi labo beselivuthiwe kakhulu. Some people uthola ukuthi before baya ephehlweni already lidlozi labo we were working on it sibanike emabhudlo sibanike emagobongo tifutho basebenzise emahlambo basebenza vele ukuthi they are working on idlozi, and idlozi elinjalo it's easy ukuthi nalifika lishayelwa the first time lishayelwa liyabhoboka, and the first time lishayelwa liyabhoboka, and the other thing that will happen, it's not going to take a very long time for such a person ukuthi abize inkani. It's gonna be quicker I process for that person ukuthi abize inkani. Nakabiza inkani kusho ukuthi sewundulela noma sewundulela the process of initiation, where the person will even dream about the color of the goat that is going to be used during the person of initiation. When you share bangoma bakhuluma ngekuliphuza baliphalaze, that's the process of initiation that happens during the initiation of Umnguni. In fact, what is happening there is the initiation of Umnguni, not the other spirits, not Umdawe, because Umdawe, the initiation of Umdawe will happen in the river. That's where the initiation, which we normally call it Kuparula. And Intwaso is the one that is done for Umnguni. Uma ngabe sithi umuntu udle intwaso, usuke adla intwaso yile yemnguni normal. But ikhona nentwaso yemdawo edliwako, especially during the period of Kuparula. But now I'm more on the issue of Umnguni, where Umnguni will require now intwaso yawo, and then yenziwe, which it's yenziwa normally yenziwa eganzelweni, ukuthi yenziwa lapha next to iganzelo. Laba abayinyanga, they know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about iganzelo, ukuthi what is it. So and that thing, it can be terrible because someone can even die during that initiation. It's a process that needs someone with abesedlozini ngempela. So that's why I don't see a reason why the process must continue if lidlozi lingabhobokanga has not manifested during the time of ushayelwa and kugajelwa. For me, I would advise if bakushayela lidlozi singaphumi bathe kuphela inyanga yonke lidlozi lingaphumi, they must find out what could be the reason. If they still cannot, which means the process of initiation cannot continue if lidlozi lingaphumi. Lidlozi must speak on its own. Lisho sibongo, lisho thi igama libuya kuphi. Those names must not, you must not be given by Ugobela, but it must come from idlozi. So which means the first concentration when the person initiation is the issue of Umnguni. Umnguni is very important because it's the idlozi that is going to be used on day-to-day ebunyangeni bakho. On day-to-day ebunyangeni bakho. We remember ukuthi umdawe uyafemba, and ngeke ukuthi every patient efikako kumele ifenjwe, every patient efikako kumele ifenjwe, kumbe kufemba itself kuyagulisana, especially for inyanga, and it's a big task on itself. So what will be needed there? It will be needed Umnguni, where Umnguni uba nesikhwama sakhe semathambo. Siyazi ukuthi umtundu mostly is for umdawe, and then Umnguni uba nesikhwama sawo nawo semathambo, nawo neshoba lawo lomnguni nakhona kakhulu sisetshenziswa ishoba lenkonkona. Yeah, so and then but then kuba nesikhwama sawo na Umnguni, isikhwama sawo semathambo umuntu ahlole afundise imithi. And mostly nangaboka most of the muti that we normally use on day-to-day uses, most of the names of those muti are in Nguni, because Umnguni is the one that we use on day-to-day healing. Umnguni, like all other ancestral spirits, now has got its own people. That's why when it has manifested, you will speak the Isnguni. That's why even those who have got umdawe, when umdawe has manifested upobogile, ngoba na umdawe needs ukuthi usoselwe, ugajekwe and manifest. if that process yemdawe it doesn't happen, it means the process cannot continue. The process cannot continue if such that doesn't happen. So like all other spirit, Umnguni also has got kudla kwawo, has got impande yawo. That's why during the process of ulphuzo kuphalaza kuhanjwe kugujwa into aso kugujwa, because there are some other trees that are used that are mixed there during the period of initiation yebunguni, lapho khona abantu bazophuza khona balphalaza. You see, that's where the trees, those trees are vital, because most of the time when idlozi lihlupha likhalela leyo mpande yalo, likhalela leyo mpande yalo. Noma sowubiza inkani suke selibona selready ukuthi manje sale lithola impande yalo, ifuna kudla impande yalo idlozi leli lemnguni. So as I've said, that all of them, it has got even a language. You can't say udila ngemdawe but uhlabela ingoma zezinguni. That's why kunezingoma zebanguni, kunema dance which are known ukuthi this type of dancings are Nguni dances. Une dance yawo uma addressa or an ever ukhuluma ngedlozi, lidlozi alibe nempande yalo. If ukhuluma ukuthi kunedlozi lelithile, ledlozi lelo asibone impande yalo, it must be understood very well ukuthi yipi impande yalo yedlozi, and it must be fully understood very well ukuthi how does it work, lisebenza kanjani ebunyangeni, lisebenza kanjani. We know umnguni usebenza ngehlahla uyalapha, umnguni uhlola ngemathambo, nawo uba involve khona while uhlola ngemathambo. Umnguni, we know how umnguni work, we know how isithunywa bahlola kanjani, bana bahlola ngesithunywa, labanye basebenzisa emanzi, labanye basebenzisa lokwa nalokwa longakubala, kodwa na angeke isithunywa sisebenzise emathambo. The thing ukuthi isithunywa for naso ukuthi siphakame, there are certain songs that isithunywa will need ukuze siphakame. The very same thing, even umnguni now unema songs akhona. Every spirit has got its own songs, and if you are talking about umdawe, obviously you have to sing Emma songs, they must come in dawe. You can't tell me that you're singing songs in Nguni and then you're saying you are dealing umdawe. Every dlozi line attire yalo, line mibala yalo, line colors ayo, as I have mentioned, and then line bantu bawo. There are people whom we can identify as Ngunis, and there are languages which we can classify as languages which are under Nguni languages, which we know we can talk about. We know them. There are Nguni languages, and there are songs of which goes with the Nguni languages, and everything is there. People, language, culture, inelisiko layo, indlela yayo, the way things are supposed to be done, they are there and they are available. Umnguni we cannot take very light. It's very important, but lidlozi that mostly works with umdawe, the lidlozi lemnguni manifest first, and then thereafter umdawe uyaphuma. That's why if ukusoselwa kuzososelwa kuqala imnguni kwenziwe ngayo umbathiso, wenziwe konke, then thereafter sekungena endabeni yemdawe, sekuyangena kuyasoselwa nemdawe, kuyadilwa nangemdawe. So because nalo lidlozi on its own, though they do work hand in hand, umnguni nemdawe. Most people who have got umnguni, they also have umdawe. Just like as I said one time, that you cannot have inzuza and don't have umdawe. Umdawe will be there as a principal there, but on a day-to-day use, or day-to-day work as inyanga, emiti and everything, you will use the lidlozi lebanguni. That's why most of imiti that we use, they come in name yawo, they are named in a Nguni, in a Nguni way. The language that is used for those muti, it's mostly the Nguni that is used there. So that's how it works when we talk about the emadlozi. That's how it works when we talk about emadlozi. So that's very, very, very important that we analyze them. and how they work. Umnguni nayo lidlozi that is so important, can cause you sick now. When all these things, some of the signs that are there which are affecting those people who have got umdawe, those signs, some of them, they will affect you if you have got umnguni. Tilige utwasele, and then uzohambe ufike kule process yokuthi ulphuze ulphalaze kwenzo yonke le process le intwaso so yemnguni, then ke kanjalo nemdawo na uneyayo, which is normally done in the river. So nine bengwazi ke nine besilo, that's what I wanted to talk about umnguni, lidlozi which most we don't talk about lidlozi lemnguni, and though is very vital because yilo lekumele lidinga more time and more training, because on day-to-day use, you know, if uyisangoma and awukawazi umuthi, basic muthi especially, and awukazi nekuhlola, hayi ayikho le ndaba leyo, angeke ukhone kulapha. What are you going to do? You must know emathambo, ukwazi ukuread althambo, because ithambo it's so dynamic. If you could get a good teacher who will teach you emathambo, that is a miracle on its own. It's a miracle on its own and very dynamic, because you can speak to lithambo, likhulume nawe, likutshele indzaba, nivane nikhulume niqoqe, iqoqele indzaba. Siyathokoza nebengwazi ithambo liyakhona ukulanda umuntu na overseas tindzaba takhe liticekethe. Once nje wa mention igama lakhe nesibongo, likhulume nje indzaba takhe likhulume nje banjalo. Siyathokoza nebesilo, siyathokoza nebengwazi. Umafavuke njengedangamane, umsawa amazelwandle, mtulu kamakeretane hankarantima, uduladula nyama yasenkopolo, ningayiboni kuzaca kwethu igcwele amafutha, umgadlela kandaba inyanga mthakathi. Siyavalelisa ngithi hayi nine bengwazi, ningakhohlwa ke bengwazi ukuthi nawufuna ukungithinza uthi 082 802 7931 082 802 7931. Siyahlola ke thine ke lapho bogogo, siyahlola online over the phone, which siyahlola even even in person. You can also come in person uzohlola. You can come to me kuyafana, the results are the same whether a person comes in person uzohlola or whether aba over the phone. That's why I've said in my other video that kunetinyanga labathi hayi bahlala ba criticize i-issue yokuhlola over the phone. If I will say it again, if something when you don't know, don't criticize. I'm not a person who likes to criticize. I prefer to teach than to keep on criticizing tinyanga, because lokho kuzokubuyisela emuva kakhulu empilweni, especially labantu abathanda criticize yilabo labanemona lothola ukuthi abasebenzi akusebenzeke endumbeni, then ke sit down and just to analyze mistakes for others, and then they keep on criticizing, which I don't like. So if something you don't know, go and ask those people who know this thing, how are they doing it? Because if you keep on criticizing, one day lidlozi lakho lizofika kuwe lithi yenze lento, then uyobe uzothini ngoba boy criticize. Meaning I wasn't a friend of kuhlola over the phone, but because I thought it was impossible, but I wouldn't criticize it and criticize those who are doing it. There are several people I used to reject who wanted it until my ancestor says you can do it, you can do it, and I did it, and it was so successful. So that's why I'm saying, if something you don't know, better not criticize people who knows that thing. Siyabonga nini bengwazi, wherever you are in the world, sithi siyathokoza, thokozani bogogo, thokozani bomkhulu, thokozani makhehla, thokozani zalukazi, ndawuwe shewe sinduna.